While not video games specifically, pinball is a genre that is near and dear to my heart. So when I learned that Michael Thomasson of Good Deal Games was releasing a book all about sexy pinball pinups, you know I had to have it. Welcome to Mike's Gaming Gala. I'm Mike, and today I'm giving you a sneak peek at Pinball Pinups, the newest book from Michael Thomasson. That's actually launching today, as it's premiering this weekend at the Pinball Expo in Schaumburg, Illinois. This is a book covering a huge variety of imagery and information about the history of pinball and all the lovely artwork of women that symbolize the rebellious and occasionally scandalous history of the medium. This one has 215 full-color pages to keep you intrigued and tantalized. Let's take a look. All right, here is Michael Thomasson's new book, Pinball Pinups. This is the third book. You could almost say they're a series. They look great on the shelf together. They are the same size, which is always nice. He's not jumping back and forth, but he's got Downright Bizarre Games. That's his oldest. Downright Despicable Games, which is a book that I reviewed last year. And the newest one, Pinball Pinups. So as you can see from the start here, we've got some lovely ladies from artwork from different pinball machines. It's got a foreword by pinball artist Doug Watson. Obviously it's by Michael Thomasson, and right here it says, a visual celebration of pinball art and the women who grace pinball backboxes and playfields. So this is a book about the art of pinball, specifically a bunch of sexy ladies. On the back here, you can see that Michael Thomasson is Good Deal Games and Homebrew Heaven, so he's got that logo there. We've got a little excerpt here from Rob Burke. He is the gentleman who holds the Guinness record for the largest pinball collection in the world. He runs Pastime Arcade, and he also runs the Pinball Expo. And then we've got a note here from Kevin Steele, who's the former editor and publisher of Game Room magazine. So, this one, it's not a PG book. I would call it a PG-13 book. There are some very provocative images in here, but there's nothing really that I would consider, like if you leave this out on your coffee table and you've got a 10-year-old, they're not going to be corrupted by this book, so you don't have to worry about that. This book launches today, when this video releases today, and it's being debuted at the Pinball Expo 2025 in Schaumburg, Illinois. I was there last year. It's a great time, but one of the great things about picking it up there, if you're attending, is not only will Michael Thomasson sign it for you, but, and I'll kind of skip, spoiler alert, in the back here, we've got little bios of a whole bunch of different pinball artists. And some of these folks are going to be at the Pinball Expo, and you could get them to sign their area. If you are not attending Pinball Expo, which I imagine probably most of the people watching this aren't, if you order directly from Michael Thomasson, either through Good Deal Games or seeing it at a different event, he will sign it for you. I got him to write, "Don't get caught playing with your pinballs while perusing this book." A little risque. His wife wouldn't approve, but I liked it. So let's take a look here. So we've got obviously our table of contents. We've got our foreword by Doug Watson. He's a pinball artist. Some concept art and some other stuff here. And then how to use this book. So this is an art book primarily, but it is full of information. And so for every page, it's gonna tell you whether it's electromechanical pinball or a solid state pinball, the year it came out, the artist, and then sometimes we've got marketing quotes or slogans, and then also how many of that pinball machine were actually made and put out into circulation. So let's look at a few of these. So last year when I went to Pastimes Arcade with Michael Thomasson, Man, it was a fantastic time. I got lots of footage. I did 3 videos on it. Make sure you check out those. I released them last year. But while we were there, in addition to playing pinball and playing arcade games from the from the 30s all the way up to today, Michael Thomasson was going around taking tons and tons and tons of photos. Photos of the back glass, photos of the playfield. And particularly photos of some bombshells or anything really with a woman on it. Because like I said, this is a book about pinups. And one of the cool things is, he had, by going to Pastimes Arcade, you have access to a lot of pinball machines you would never see anywhere else. And I'm going to kind of flip through here while we talk about it. But he was taking pictures of a lot of these, and some of these are really old pinball machines. And whereas modern pinball machines will use color-safe LEDs that won't fade the glass and stuff like that, some of these were really old, and so you've got cracking in the artwork, you've got faded colors because of the bulbs. And so, whereas he had told me that he thought that this would be one of his easier books to do because, you take a bunch of photos and you put a few little things here, notes. But it's not like you're writing full articles on every pinball machine. But he found that this actually was probably one of his longer books to produce because he had to go in Photoshop and touch up a lot of the age of some of these older, like this cover girl from 1962. You can see where the light bulbs are, and he's done it really nicely. But sometimes you would get like cracking in the print, or you would get a lot of fading, and so he had to go in there and make it really quality enough for this book, because this is such a colorful book. So here you've got Disco Fever, artist Christian Marche. Illustrated a John Travolta look-alike on the dance floor for Disco Fever. He wanted each square of the dance floor to be illuminated by a single lamp to give the back glass a real disco feel, but Williams cited that the effect would be cost prohibitive, so it was never implemented. And he's got a little image of the Disco Fever floor there with the John Travolta look-alike. So a lot of these pages have little tidbits like that and stuff that, even if you're a big pinball fan, you probably never knew. Just gorgeous images, and not all of them are what you would call pin-ups. But some of these are incredibly provocative. And, like you'd come here and, shoot Nanny. In today's society, that would be your grandma. But back then, oh, wow, look at those sexy young women while I'm playing pinball. Light a line. There's a lot of really cool stuff in here. And if you're a pinball fan, or if you know a pinball fan, it's the type of book that you'll just flip through and flip through. There is some very mild nudity. I don't know if I'll accidentally flip to a page. Oh, there's kind of a nipple there. Oh, and there's a couple more there. So I'm going to flip past that page. We do not want this video to be demonetized. But the nudity that is in here is obviously illustrated and incredibly mild. There's maybe a couple images that I would be like, no, you can't look at that. I love this kind of artwork here with the pointy people. And it's just very stylized. And you can see also kind of the evolution of all this pinball. Oh, there's another, let's say scantily clad. Oh, there's a couple more. Bad pages. Pinbot here. Okay, a robotic woman. We can show a robotic woman. But yeah, this is, like I said, if you know somebody who loves pinball, or if you love pinball, or even if you just casually like pinball, this is a type of thing that you could get little tidbits, and here's some advertising for rock makers. It's more than just, hey, let's flip through and look at pretty pictures. It's got advertising. It's got lots of different stuff here that that you can, if you've got an hour sitting on your couch and you got nothing better to do, instead of flipping on the TV, flip through this. You'll learn some stuff. You'll see some cool stuff. I've got to be very careful because I've opened up to a couple pages that are maybe not safe for YouTube. I might have to blur those out later, but I think they were pretty tame. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a great book. And like I said, right at the very end here, you have got the illustrious illustrators, the hands behind the pens and paintbrushes. And so you've got, Kurt Anderson, Python Angelo, Jeff Bush, Andreas Benwick, Dave Christensen. You've got all these guys, and you can meet some of them at the Pinball Expo. And if you pick up this book, you can get them to sign their little area in addition to Michael Thomasson. And it's great, too, to have these little bios about these guys, talking about what they worked on, when they worked, what their signature style was, and the type of stuff that they did. So a really great book, another great one from Michael Thomasson. Like I said, if you want something maybe for Christmas to give to that pinball fan in your life, I think this would be a great one. And hey, if pinball isn't for you, like I said, this book is phenomenal. I reviewed it last year. You can take a look for that video. If I remember, I'll put a card up that you can click. And this one, I have never reviewed this one. This is an older book. So old, in fact, that the foreword is by Keith Robinson, and he passed away quite a while ago, unfortunately. But all three of these books are great for the video game / pinball fan in your life. They look great on a shelf. They're full color. I can't recommend them highly enough. I still flip through both of these two, and I've done a lot of flipping through this one lately, and I like them a lot. So that is the new book from Michael Thomasson. It's great, much like his other two books. We'll go to the wrap up. I'm not going to tell you, oh, did I like it? Because obviously I love it. I love every book that Michael Thomasson has put out. And yeah, I think you will too. So let's go to that wrap up. And that's Pinball Pinups, the newest book from Michael Thomasson. If you or anyone you know is a pinball fan, it's a must-have for the coffee table, where you'll be flipping through pages and learning new things all the time. Even just for the casual player, you're bound to recognize and be introduced to some of the great artistry that pinball has offered over the decades. Like I said, this is premiering this weekend at the Pinball Expo. So if you're attending, you can get a copy there and even get it signed by Michael and some of the artists that will be there. Otherwise, if you order from Michael directly, he'd be happy to autograph it for you. It's a wonderful book that you'll come back to over and over again.